any problems hearing my voice. Hello. All right. So I want to tell you what happened to me. Very traumatic. I actually have nightmares from it. I wake up in the middle of the night and going, oh my God. You know what that is? Changing lines at Termini Station. I don't know if any of you out there have had this experience, but it's very traumatic. Let me tell you why. There's some kind of construction work going on at Termini, and I'm telling you, so I need a moment. Anyways, I mean, Termini's always really crowded, and so, you know, it's normal. It's the only train station to change lines in Rome, so it is always really super crowded when you get off and have to change lines or do whatever you have to do. So that's normal, but now it's even worse. So you get off at Termini and you exit, like all the thousands of other people from the train, into the hallway, right? And all of a sudden you're in this very small hallway that's very dark. Dark, and the temperature is very damp and cold. And there's a sound of dripping water in the back. And you look around, but there's just a sea of people in front of you and a sea of people behind you. So you don't know what to do, so you just follow the mass of people. You don't know where you're going, but you better not ask, because it's not that time. To the side are these guards that are telling people, just go that way. You look around. You don't even see a sign. You're thinking, am I going the right way to go to Piramide? I don't know. So you look up. Wow, the ceiling is no longer there. There's just electrical wiring flickering on top. Water pipes. Rocks. Foam. Rats running across. But that's okay, because you keep walking. You want to ask, but you can't. Because that would be wrong. You look at the looks of other people. The Romans, however, look normal. It's just another day in Rome. The foreigners, however, have a look of confusion, but they don't speak. They just keep walking. Now, in my mind, and maybe it's wrong, but I'm going to say it anyways, I feel like a refugee walking to my refugee camp. But that's wrong, so I'm going to stop right there. Let's just say I feel like I'm walking to an abyss. The unknown. A bit like my dating life. Let me tell you about my dating life. I bet people are clapping about that because there's nothing to clap about. So my dating life, it's like walking into the unknown. Every time you go out with someone, it is like walking to an abyss. Unfortunately, when you're single, you have no choice but to date. Now, in my opinion, there is not one fucking thing interesting about dating. In fact, they should actually change the word dating into dealing with fucked up people and fucked up people. Let me tell you why, because I'm going to give you an example of why that is. Because I'm going to tell you about the date that I just had about 2 weeks ago. So I met this guy 30 minutes in a bar. He seemed entertaining enough, so he asked for my number. I gave it to him. He asked me out. Why not? Put yourself out there, as they say. This could be the one. So he calls me. We set up the appointment. We meet. So I'm walking, toward the meeting date, thinking in my head, what am I doing? What's his name? What does he look like? Because yet again, I met him for 30 minutes a week ago. So I'm walking, I'm like, oh my God, will I remember what he looks like? Suddenly I approach this person leaning on his car with an unbuttoned shirt and a gold chain, drinking his beer. And I'm thinking, okay, do I run and just go home and read a book? No, that would be too inside going, this could be the one. This could be the one, just go for it. So I run up, I'm like, oh, hello, Alessandro. Suddenly this builder, oh, bella, have you seen this in Americana? Translation, have you put on a miniskirt? Okay. So anyways, Alessandro is drinking his beer, as you do when you're meeting someone. He says, I'm going to take you to this restaurant I know, friends of friends, over on the other side of the town. I'm like, okay. Well, do you want to finish your beer before we get in the car? Why? I can drink and drive. Wow, in my country, that's illegal. But I'm in Rome. Why not? The unknown abyss. See, tying that in there, unknown abyss, taking me God knows where. We go to a restaurant. Fair enough. We sit down. Actually, we didn't even sit down. He's like, I gotta go to the bathroom and pee and smoke a cigarette. Now, I'm thinking this is weird, but again, how weird can it be? Because I met this guy for 30 minutes a week ago, right? He goes, does his things, he comes back. The conversation is at a torturous level. Now, if any English teachers are out there, think of your beginner level conversation class. So what do you do in your free time? So the conversation at a torturous level, our starters come out, and guess what my date has to do? He has to smoke a cigarette and go to the bathroom again. Now, either my date has a urinary tract infection or he's participating in illegal drugs, which I would like to participate in to numb the event of the entire evening. But that's okay. He comes back, fine. As he comes back, I hear his shoes making a very strange sound. Wah, 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 wah. I'm thinking, So I asked my date, your shoes, are they new? Because they're kind of making this noise. He's like, oh no, my mom chucked them into the washing machine when she does my laundry. Okay, let's recap, folks. 30 minutes in a bar a week ago. Drinking and driving, urinary tract infection / drug addiction, and lives at home. This is a great night. Pleasure in my spaghetti, and I'm eating. I'm like, fine, the night sucks, but my food is good at least. So I'm eating. I'm not even done with my food. Guess where my date has to go? The bathroom and smoke a cigarette. Yeah. So let's just say this is just all too weird. So the night, let's just fast forward. He drives me home. Now in my head, I'm like, well, it was a sucky evening. I'm sure he feels the same way, but whatever. Leave it to a man to try it on anyways. He takes me home. Next thing I know, my thigh is being rubbed, tongue slammed down my throat, and I'm going to give every man out here a tip 101. Dating 101. Do not, and I repeat, do not, this is only for men, do not push a woman's head into your crotch area. How would you think we would like that? Would you like that? I don't even know you. I met you 30 minutes in a bar 1 week ago. You're drinking and driving, have a urinary tract infection / drug addiction. Your shoes squeak because your mother washes them because you live at home, and you what? Needless to say, my date was rather disappointed. He hasn't called. Do you think I should call him? Now this is a question, and this is my last bit, don't want to take up too much time. This is a question where I would ask my girlfriends for advice. Oh, you gotta love the lady friends. Now, girls, now men, I know you know this, nothing new. Girls spend a lot of time talking about men, but a lot of time. In fact, they spend so much time analyzing and obsessing that and I'm part of it, we could all probably have about 6 PhDs in ask astrophysics of the time we spent talking about men. Let me tell you why. Let me just give you a very short example. Let's say I would receive a text message that says, "I will call you tomorrow." Now, if you're a man, you would actually be like, "Oh, that's easy, call tomorrow, full stop." If you're a lady, no, it's not that easy. Let me tell you why. You're going to get questions from the ladies to help you figure that text message out. For example, was that text in cap letters, small letters, the punctuation, exclamation mark, question mark, period, comma? Was it spelled in abbreviated letters or in full letters? Was it spelled wrong or spelled correctly? What time of day was that sent? Was that sent in the morning when he first thought of you? Or was it sent in the afternoon because he thought about it in the day, but then he thought about it in the afternoon? Was it sent in the night? Because if it's at the night, that's the last resort. We do not want that in a man. No. Sorry. And why did he send that? Did you send him a text before he was responding to that? What does that really mean? Does that mean tomorrow or starting tomorrow? What does that all mean? I'm exhausted. I can imagine all of you. So I'm going to conclude with this. This whole situation, dating, analyzing, this is a lot of hard work, and it's almost even annoying. I almost would rather change lines at Termini Station than to deal